Hi, friends. Welcome to a new episode of Clearly Thriving. I'm Allison Clay,
And I'm Siri Harkins.
and we are thriving.
Clearly.
Clearly. Lila just tried to hop from Siri's lap to my lap and didn't quite make it. Anyway, Siri, what are you drinking?
A Diet Coke.
From Panda Express.
Yes.
I am drinking Chardonnay in my new little spooky wine glass. It says here for the booze in nice little girly colors, and it has a bat on it. And I love it because it's spooky, and I love spooky, and I also love wine. And then Here for the Booze was the name of one of the tours for And That's Why We Drink, which is my favorite podcast. So when I saw this at Michael's on sale for $3, I had to buy it. And this is the first time I've gotten to use it. Yeah. Last night, we both were very busy with separate events. I think this was the first time since you've been back that we've had separate events that kept us away from the children for long periods of time. Usually, if we're not together, one of us is able to like run home and potty the dogs. They did okay.
Yeah, they were fine.
They were fine. You had a dance rehearsal.
I had 2 dance rehearsals.
Oh yeah, 2 dance rehearsals.
Yeah, I'm in a dance production coming up in November. And I am in 5 different dance routines.
And then last night, I went to the preview night for Halloween Horror Nights at Universal Studios Hollywood. And that was my first time ever at Horror Nights. I was very nervous before going because I historically do not like haunted houses, which is odd to a lot of people because I love scary movies. I love Halloween. I love spooky stuff. But haunted houses for me, I had like a kind of a traumatic experience in high school. And ever since then, I just have not made it through one. But it's been a couple years since I tried. I have not been through a haunted house since before COVID. And so last night I went with some friends. I went with our friend Sarah, and then Lily went with me, and one of Lily's friends. And we actually had a really great time. So I'm very excited that I now have another thing that I like to do. And the mazes, honestly, we're supposed to call them houses now. They're not mazes anymore. The houses were not really that scary. Like there were a couple jump scares that got me. Like there was one point, so Lily was in front of me for all of them strategically because Lily does this thing where she just plugs her ears and sings Mary Had a Little Lamb to herself through the haunted houses. And so she was like, I will go in front of you, and then that way you'll know it's safe. And I was like, sounds like a great plan, thanks. So she was in front of me, and there were a couple times where she would like go through the little curtain divider thingies, and something would pop out at her, and I would just go backwards, like knock into Sarah, and I would be audibly like, nope. And then I would wait for like the scare actor to go back in their little hidey hole, and then I would run through that room.
Yes.
Yeah. But it was fun. We did almost all of the mazes, houses. The only one we didn't do was the Holidays in Hell, and we did not want to do that one because we heard from some other friends who were also there last night that that maze house, gosh, smelled really bad. So we didn't do that. We also didn't get to do the Terror Tram, which is really okay because the theme this year is bugs, and it just looks more gross than scary.
Ew.
Yeah. But I was kind of sad because I didn't get to do a photo in front of the Psycho House, and I didn't get to walk through War of the Worlds. And then the Jordan Peele section looked cool. But it's fine. I will live. But other than that, we had a really good time. I think my favorite mazes were The Last of Us. That maze was really cool. The Last of Us is the show, the zombie show. That one was really cool. It like told a story. Like a lot of them, it kind of felt just like scare, 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 things that like slightly relate to the theme. But The Last of Us really told a story, and it changed perspectives. So like they had multiple different Joels and multiple different Ellies, which are the 2 main characters. So like in each room, pretty much each room, there was either one or the other, sometimes both. And so sometimes you were seeing it through Ellie's perspective and only Joel would be in the room. Or sometimes you'd be seeing it from Joel's perspective and only Ellie would be in the room. Or sometimes you would just be a spectator and then they both would be there. But it was really cool. I liked that one a lot. And then my second favorite was actually the Chucky maze.
Oh my god.
It was so fun because it was called Chucky's Ultimate Kill Count. And so as you're going through the maze, there's like TVs that like are a live stream of his updated kill count. And so when you first enter the maze, it says like 2, and it's just animatronic Chuckies throughout the whole thing, obviously. But there
Yeah.
are a couple scare actors like that pop out through the thing. But they were really creative with it because it would be people dressed as guests.
Oh,
So like guests, Chucky's killed guests.
how funny.
Like there was one guy that popped out and he was wearing a shirt that said Horror Nights 2023 and he had like a bunch of knives in him.
Oh my gosh.
I was like, that's actually really cool. And then at the end of it, there was a giant animatronic Chucky. You're like walking through a yard, an enclosed yard, but like it's made to look like a yard. And there's this giant animatronic Chucky, and there must be like a motion trigger because as you walk by, he starts walking,
Oh my
and we
gosh.
were all like, nah. But the art direction I can appreciate. Like that was really well done. They also had a house for the upcoming new Exorcist movie, which I will not be promoting because it is the product of a struck company. But it was fun to see, and that was really well done. The only thing I didn't like about them is that a lot of the houses, I don't know if it's new this year because I've never been before, but a lot of them would have smells piped in, kind of like Disney does, except this one was not churros.
Ew.
So like in the Exorcist house specifically, you walk through a stable and it just smells like shit.
Ew.
And then you walk through a room that's covered in fake blood and it smelled like blood.
Ew.
And
No.
Lily was like, ugh! Which fair. And then we did not go through the Holidays in Hell maze strictly because one of my friends that was there last night, separate from our group, texted me and was like, hey, Holidays in Hell smells real bad. Just heads up.
Ew.
Like, would not do that strictly because of the smell.
I mean, I get that. I have a very strong sense of smell. It would throw me off.
Yeah, I could really have gone without that. Like, I get it. It's a more immersive experience, I guess, but I
No.
would have been fine without it. The best smelling maze, are you ready? Was Chucky. Because it's set in a house because, you know, he's like brought in for children. So it smelled like potpourri.
Oh, that's funny.
Like, Chucky smelled great. They also had, I think it was called Monsters Unmasked, but it was set in the catacombs. So that was really cool. And then they had like little signs painted on the walls as you would walk through to kind of give context to the next room you were about to walk into because it's French history. And I'm assuming your average SoCal resident is not versed in the French history specifically involving the creation and lore behind the catacombs, which I am, but you know, I'm not a normal person. So that was cool. The Stranger Things house was probably my least favorite, strictly because it was not very well done. And Lily said that they've used the same house every year since the first season has come out, and they just like slightly change things
Oh, then
for the most recent season.
that was the time that I went to Horror Nights, was the first year there was a Stranger Things house. And that
Yeah.
was the first one we went to.
And that one was one of the ones where it really was just like scare that's slightly related here, here, here. And there was like no story. And there were things in it, like from the most recent season, that we would come out and Sarah and I would be like, I'm pretty sure that didn't happen. But it was funny because the first time, so Vecna is in it a lot, obviously, because he's the big villain from the most recent season. And his makeup was amazing, first of all of the makeup was. But when he first popped out, I went so excited because his makeup looked so good.
Oh my god.
Panini is on my bed. Sorry, listeners. Okay, she removed herself from the situation. Good job, tiny dog. Panini, who has recently been transitioning from puppy food to adult food, and it's been a journey for us all.
Yeah, the transition is not going well in the form of
Trigger warning, diarrhea.
I was trying to think of a very PG way to say it.
It's a medical term.
Well, I was gonna use a euphemism.
Oh, all right.
Whatever. She's pooping and it's not pleasant.
Yeah.
Sure, we'll go with that.
Yeah. Yeah. So Siri this week has been getting up and going to school before I have to get up, which has been great. I've really enjoyed sleeping in after 3 weeks of having to get up at 5 a.m. That was pretty rough.
Yeah.
For my 20-hour workday. I had 3 weeks of that.
It was like 20 hours. Oh, because like including the stuff you had to do after.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that was from the moment I woke up to the moment I passed out. If I got to shower and have a break in the shower, that was great. But anyway, so that's been great to like sleep in this week. And so she's been leaving her dogs in their little playpen in the living room so that they don't wake me up, which is nice and thank you. But when we get up, we'll go out and I'll be like, hello, Beanies, good morning. And the first morning I went out and I kind of smelled something, but I was like, probably one little accident, whatever. I walked over there and in their little playpen was their crate. And then there was like a little Five Below dog bed that like we don't really care about. So that's why it's in there. And then a couple toys. There had just been such an incident that all of that had to be thrown away. And I was like, and at that point in time, I didn't know which one had done it. So I left them both in their little playpen all day and just like put pee pads everywhere, hoping that, that would be a safer option for my mental health. And it was Panini because I did see her a few hours later. And then today I was like, same thing. I came out and I was like, good morning, Weenies. Who's ready to party? Mom's not home. Auntie Allison's in charge. And I walk over there and little baby tiny Neeners, her tummy is not happy still. So they spent the day in the playpen again, and now they are very energetic, which fair.
Yeah, they're crazy.
Well, they spent all day. Mocha spent all day napping. Mocha has not complained. She's like very content to just be left in her kennel, which is where she stays because the kennel is in the playpen. She's not locked in the kennel. Like she could come out, but she doesn't. Panini will come out occasionally, like get a drink, have an incident with her bowels. Sometimes walk around a little bit. Sometimes she'll like look at me and then just be like, I get it, and then go back in the crate. Today, I had a very chill day. I only had one content project that I had to work on. So I did that, knocked that out pretty much first thing. Actually, that's a lie. I had therapy this morning and then I went back to bed because I had therapy at 7 a.m. and I didn't get into bed until 2. So I had therapy and then went back to sleep. Yep. And then when I woke up, I did my content pretty much right off, knocked that out. And then I was like working on some other things. I got my student loan payments set up because those have to be ready in October, and got paperwork filled out to hopefully get a lower minimum each month. And then I like was working on some of my stuff as an Amazon affiliate, and then I was doing other things, and then I wound up having a little PR meeting this afternoon, which was fun. And then after that, I like worked a little bit more on some other random things. And then I pretty much have just been reading my book all day, and it's been great. I'm currently reading The House Across the Lake by Riley Sager, and I'm almost done with it. Probs will finish it tomorrow. It's so good.
Good.
So good. Like, there was one twist that he was kind of introducing, and I always, when I read, because I pretty much right now exclusively read thrillers or mysteries or horror. And I always, whenever there's a twist and it's being introduced, I always will try to guess. Sometimes I'm right. This time I was not at all. I like this, I didn't even think was a possibility. But like, damn, man can write. So it's very exciting. And then I watched some scary TV shows.
We clearly have embraced that it is spooky season already.
It's spooky season.
And today I did buy a Christmas ornament, so
It's a cute Christmas ornament and you need it.
yeah, so I got a Christmas ornament that is a can of Diet Coke because I needed it.
Yeah, you did. Can confirm.
I've wanted a Diet Coke Christmas ornament for years now.
Yeah.
So this week I had my first days of teaching at the school I am employed at. It's their third week of classes, but my first week with them. So that's been fun. It actually has gone better, I would say, than I expected. I guess I don't know. I don't really doubt my abilities or confidence level as a teacher, but like just going in pretty much blind.
Yeah.
Like I don't have a ton of guidance because there's a lot of flexibility with how we can teach stuff at the school, which is really overwhelming when you're just starting.
Yeah.
So it's been going okay. It has been going okay. The kids are super nice. All of the adults there have been super nice, friendly. Lots of people have introduced themselves to me. The class periods are super long. They're an hour and a half. So that has been kind of a crazy adjustment, but it is what it is. But yeah, it's just very interesting. Like just the demographic of the students that I teach compared to ones I've taught in the past is so different. And it's different. Not in a bad way or anything, just it's different. One kid today, it was so funny. I was having them write questions about college or getting a job or joining the military, like just whatever their post high school plan is. I was like, come up with 5 questions about that. And then later I was like, we're going to find the answers to these questions. It was like their task for the day. Anyway, so one kid was just like, Miss, what if I can't find the answer to my question? I was like, well, what is your question? And he was like, did you have any friends in college? And I was like, did who have any friends in college? Like, who are you asking this to? And he was just like, I thought we were supposed to ask questions about college to you. And I was like, okay, so you wanted to ask me that question? And he's just like, yeah, but like, how am I going to get the answer? And I was just like, okay, so you want to know if I had any friends in college. However, would you be able to get the answer to that question? And so he like figured out, he was just like, oh, did you have any friends in college? And I was like, yes. And he was so funny right away. He wrote down, he was just like, my current English teacher has confirmed that she had friends in college. I'm like, you kids, they're funny. So anyway,
But good thing they didn't ask me that question because my answer would have been fuck no.
I had a lot of friends in college, okay?
We had very different college experiences. Also, I probably should clarify for those watching that I'm petting Lila. There's a dog here. I looked up and I was like, that looks interesting. Yes, Panini is here as well.
And Mocha. And Mochaccino. Hi, baby. Oh, so nice.
Yes, the dogs run the house currently.
They really do. And it's really hard on the cat.
Yeah, Winston has been going through it. I've told him so many times that he is allowed to use the claws that he has been born with.
He's only used them on me so far.
Yeah. And on accident mostly.
Yeah. He's not a scratcher. I think we've talked about that before, but just to clarify.
Yeah. Meanwhile, literally half an hour ago, the 3 dogs have him cornered in the laundry room and he's just cowering like, ah! And I'm like, scratch them. Like, scratch them. It'd probably be the last time.
Yep.
Like, bitches get stitches, right, Mocha?
Bitches gotta eat. Gotta get back to work.
I like mine better. It's more applicable to the situation.
Well, I was just singing the song. It's literally on the playlist.
Yes, it is. Yes, Siri and I have a bitches playlist on Spotify. It's great. Siri made it a few years ago when we both simultaneously were going through a hard time.
Yeah. Yep. It is a public playlist on Spotify, so you could probably find it.
Highly recommend. It's great.
Yes.
And now it's mainly used to just elevate the mood.
Yeah, I don't listen to it as frequently anymore. Oh goodness, Lionel. Okay.
It is brilliant though.
It was needed in a time, and it served its purpose.
Yes, it did.
Oh, don't do that.
Lila.
Don't choke out my dog. That's weird. I was close to the next.
Oh, we should talk about Mocha's agility trial.
Oh yeah.
Sorry if you don't like dogs.
Okay. So Mocha and I have done agility. But we've only done teacup dog agility trials. Those have all been indoor trials, and teacup means the equipment is smaller. At the beginning of the summer, I joined a regular agility club in Duluth, Minnesota with Mocha, with the intention of us beginning other agility trials, like ones with CPE, which is another organization, and it would be on regular sized agility equipment. Anyway, the class we did take this summer, we never went on any of the bigger contacts. It was all about getting the dog to be interested in taking the jump and then entry to the weaves. And it would have been an okay class if we'd been able to continue in it, but ultimately it didn't really help us. But it's okay. So we entered in a CPE trial that was happening in Huntington Beach this weekend. I signed her up for 3 of the whatever they're called courses. Anyway, so it was 2 games and 1 standard run, but the standard run wasn't until the very end of the day. And it goes highest level to lowest level, highest jump height to lowest jump height. So she would have been the very last dog of the day if we'd stayed for standard. Whereas the other 2 were like the first 2 things of the day, or there might have been 1 in between. I don't remember, but pretty much she did her first one, which was jumpers, which usually she's good at because it's just jumps and tunnels, and she loves both. And Allison took a video, but like while we were doing this course, I was kind of frustrated because she was just sniffing. She didn't take the jump right away. And I realized like they didn't even time us because I picked her up to put her in front of the jump, but I had already technically passed the threshold of the jump. So we were like NQ'd before we even started. And I just didn't even realize. Because like in teacup, they would just let us just like restart.
Yeah.
Anyway, but it's fine. We weren't really doing this trial for the cues or anything. But I watched back the video and she really was doing okay.
I was just impressed.
When she went through the second tunnel, she came out, and how they do their trials is they have their jump setters sitting on chairs in the corners of the ring. So she comes out, and then right then notice that there's a woman sitting in the corner, and she got freaked out, and then she ran and hid in the tunnel and wouldn't come out. So it is what it is. It's fine. But a lot of people came up and thought we made a cute team, and I was just kind of like, really? She like was really not in it.
It was cute. I liked it.
And then we did snooker, which was so confusing. I like forgot how confusing that game is. And I've done it before, but whatever. And again, it's really just jumps and tunnels at the level we were doing. And we had an okay plan, but she was just slow. So we didn't make the time. And I didn't have a plan to like get higher numbers in the beginning because we would have had enough had we completed the course. So, but she got first place. She didn't qualify, but she still placed.
Yeah. She's an athlete.
Because she jumps at a height of 4 inches. And There were no other 4-inch dogs at this event.
But Mocha's a champion.
Yeah, so I took our first place ribbon. I was like, I spent $45 for us to be here today. We're taking this ribbon.
Yeah.
You earned it.
Yeah. That was my first ever dog agility event of any kind. And it was so much fun. I loved it. I took a book, obviously, and I did read a little bit, but for the most part, I just watched the puppies. And they're all so cute. There were 2 schnauzers there, which I grew up with a schnauzer. And they were so precious, and there were so many dogs. So I do this thing whenever I see a really cute dog. Like, it has to be an exceptionally cute dog. But I will lean over to whoever I'm with and I go, so this is a scoop and run situation. I scoop, we both run. And I said that to Siri like probably at least 12 times. Like, man.
Yeah. It was I really liked, I think the event seemed nice. It was really similar to Teacup. Just a little bit more serious than Teacup, but still like it's all for the fun and like having fun with your dog.
There also really seemed to be like a good sense of community.
Yeah, they were very nice. The club was really nice. The people that were there were helpful, friendly. It felt pretty much like how the clubs did. In Duluth.
Yeah.
Anyway,
They have a whole day's worth of energy to get out, okay?
yes. I think there's a leak in this air mattress. Because you watched me inflate this thing.
Yes, I did.
You see how sunken in I am?
Yes. Yes, I do.
How would we do today? Because
Yeah.
it's been fine.
Maybe we can find it and patch it. Children are a blessing.
I mean, I have been sleeping on this sleeping on this air mattress for almost 3 months now, and it's been inflated for almost 3 months. But it was kind of expensive.
Has it been 3 months?
Since July 15th or so. So not quite, but like close.
Almost 2 months.
Oh, I was counting July by itself. Yeah, 2 months.
But
It's
yeah.
almost been 2 months. Yeah, that's still a lot for an air mattress.
Yeah, that's at least 60 sleeps. Curious.
I know. I'm like, what the heck?
I literally, I'm trying to figure out if like there's something here that's not like quite right. Oh, that maybe it's not sealing. But I think it's fine because nothing's leaking out of here.
It's a lot. I've never had to play it with anyone. Like I just did this before we started podcasting.
Yeah. This is real life, people. It's distracting, okay? This is where I sleep. Wait, I thought I felt it. Maybe it was just me moving.
I'm like, you think you would hear where air is seeping out, you know?
Yeah. Well, we can look for it. Anyway. Hopefully your air mattress days are almost behind you.
Yeah. I'm hoping to hear from an apartment. I popped in again today because I've now gone in person 2 separate times beyond the first, like my initial visit. So because the first apartment, it was like, you have a specific timeline you're supposed to get all your documentation in, and I just didn't have all of the documentation I needed because I was too new at my job. Um, and I literally got that verification like the next day. So I just went in person. I was just like, hello. So we timed out on this unit, but why don't I go ahead? Am I able to just apply for this unit? And so they were able to just transfer what they had over to the different unit. It's been way longer than it should be. So I popped it in. I was just like, what's the status? I was pretty sure I got all the stuff in I needed. And then they just apparently have had a crazy time right now. So,
Yeah.
but I was told that the initial unit I was interested in is still available. So she said if the income stuff comes back all good, that she could just move me over to the one I wanted in the first place, which
Yeah.
would be nice.
Which we're expecting it to,
Yeah.
or
'cause
I am.
my sister, because I like have my income stuff, and then I had my sister join the application with me just for the extra boost. So she can
Yeah.
come visit.
Yeah, renting in LA is
It's a beast. You need
It
so much
is.
stuff.
that is one of the main reasons I've stayed in the same place for so long.
Yeah, like if you find a place you like, just stay.
Yeah.
Ray Lila.
And then we are just waiting for the school to finish verifying your transcripts, and then we can start our house hunting journey.
But I need an employment verification from my school last year. I've reached out to
Oh.
2 separate people for it and have heard nothing. And I can't get this document myself because I just thought I would have access to this website forever. Not the case. I don't have access to the website anymore because they disabled my email account.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Which was also rough because that happened like the first day I was able to be at my school site. And I went in to look at stuff and I realized I had a bunch of like teaching content that I just don't have it anymore because it was on that account.
Yep.
Like I didn't realize I would lose access to that email account.
Yeah. Well, there's we'll figure it out.
It is what it is.
We will figure it out.
It is what it is. Can't do nothing about it.
Oh my gosh.
I'm gonna
Siri. Oh, Lila burped. I don't know if you guys heard that. We have some gassy dogs. Lila's burping. Mocha farted really loudly earlier. Panini's having other issues. Winston just hides.
Oh my goodness.
What a time.
I need to find this video. How did I find it so easy that last time? I must have searched something.
You know what's in October?
What?
A Friday the 13th.
My baptism day.
It's also Friday the 13th. You know what happened last time there was a Friday the 13th?
No.
A whole lot of flash tattoos.
Oh. That is special. Why can I not find this video? Oh, I got it. Okay.
All right, YouTube, you're in for a treat.
It's fucking loading. God damn. Just stay in my thing.
Ain't doing nothing about it. That's the main message being said.
As usual, everyone's hating on me, but I mean, I can't do nothing about it. It is what it is. I had somebody message me and tell me
I look like
like
a
a
mattress.
Anyway, my sister shared that with me back in March, and it's just hilarious.
It is.
Lisa, who also on my birthday posted like, we share a love of obscure movie quotes, and she posted several.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah. Get out of the streets, you little dodos.
Good.
Like they were all kind of random.
As they should be. They're obscure movie quotes.
I can't even remember what the other ones were at this point, but
Well, next week we have Oogie Boogie Bash. And then Corey and I are going to Disney the day after Oogie Boogie Bash, so that will be interesting. And then next week we also have reservations at the American Girl Cafe.
yes, I hope they finally happen.
Yeah, I need to text Oliver and be like, so what's the tea?
And then we can get our dolls that I wanted us to get in July.
Anyway, until next time, so be sure to come back and check that out. I'm Allison Clay,
And I'm Siri Harkins.
and we are thriving.
clearly.
Clearly.